If you are ready to make 2025 the year that your small business sees success on social media, then these are 5 things you need to get out of your head like yesterday. I'm Jordin Jewell, and I help small business owners create communities that convert using social media and content marketing. For years, I have been helping small business owners reach their goals through the use of social media, Instagram included, and I am here to help you do the same. Now, when it comes to social media and Instagram especially, there is no shortage of advice on the internet. I'm not here to fearmonger or say that every single thing you hear online is not true, but there are some things that you need to take with a grain of salt, and these 5 are the top things that I hear business owners say that they've heard that are really just causing them to either not perform well, overstress and under-deliver, or just focus on the wrong things. And in 2025, we do not have time to waste. So with that being said, let's get into those 5 things. The first is any single way to hack the algorithm. Ever since people started worrying about the algorithm, there have been all of these claims of ways to hack it. Whether it is a certain hashtag to use, not using hashtags, or maybe a cover photo or a hook type, whatever it is, I understand. You are a busy small business owner, and the thought of doing a quick, simple fix to exponentially improve your content is really enticing. I mean, who has hours per day to spend working on Instagram, creating content, figuring everything out? If there is a magic button hack, why wouldn't you use it? Well, I am here to tell you that if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Just because there's a claim that you can hack the algorithm with a certain keyword at the start of your video or removing hashtags or a specific hashtag does not mean it works. In fact, a lot of the videos that say, I'm using this hack right now and it performs really well, that's because they have convinced you that you need to share this or save this because it's going to save your Instagram, and that causes it to perform better. So don't let that fool you. There are no quick fixes. The bigger problem here though is that if you are constantly creating your content for some magical algorithm that you can't even see, you're ignoring the most important part. You're ignoring your community. You are ignoring and forgetting about the people who are going to buy your products, share your products, tell their friends about you, or become repeat customer because you're so busy worrying about putting the right verbiage in or hitting the right keywords, and then you don't sound like a real human. Instead of focusing on figuring out an algorithm hack, figure out what your audience wants from you and the types of content that resonate with them, and then create more of that. So goodbye algorithm hacks and hello community first content. The second piece of Instagram advice that I want you to get out of your head is that you need to post a specific number of times per week to be successful. And what I mean by that is really specifically that advice you hear where, you need to post 5 reels per week and 3 carousels and multiple stories every day and single image posts on top of that, or post like 5 times a day and you'll see huge growth. Sure, that might be possible because the more that you're posting, the more people are going to see your content. Like, yes, there is a numbers game here, but just because you are putting out a lot more content doesn't mean it's high quality and doesn't mean it's sustainable. In 2025, people want quality content, and that low quality video constantly over and over just isn't going to cut it anymore. So instead of focusing on constantly pushing things out so that you can hit some big magical number, focus on creating a smaller number of high quality pieces of content. Now, when I say high quality, I don't want you to get caught up on, oh my gosh, she just said I need a fancy camera or crazy equipment or things like that. That's not necessarily what I mean by quality. Quality is content that resonates with your target audience, answers needs or wants that they have, shows the solutions that you provide or the products you provide, and really just speaks to them. So quality, not necessarily like high production value, high like spend, but really focusing on serving your community. Now, the other problem, like I mentioned, is it is not sustainable to push out that much content when you are new or newer to this. You may be able to do it for a short amount of time, but you're a busy small business owner and you only have so many hours per day. So if you are spending a lot of them pushing out 3 to 5 Instagram posts per day, you're going to burn out, I promise you. It may not feel that way when you first get started, but very quickly you are going to either fall behind in other parts of your business and then struggle to catch up, or you're going to run out of ideas, burn out, not know what to do, feel stressed, or like you're just constantly behind your camera. And we don't want that. We want content creation to be sustainable long-term so that you build healthy habits to get your business out there. So instead of following the advice of posting 1,000,000 times per day, I want you to commit to a number that feels sustainable to you. And not just sustainable to push out a lot of content, but sustainable to create quality content for your audience. So maybe that means that today, after watching this video, you commit to 2 posts per week. Maybe every Monday you do a reel and every Thursday you do a single image or a carousel of photos. And if that feels really good to you to get started, then that is the place you need to be, because Instagram is a long game and we want you to be up for that challenge. So start with something small, something that you can commit to and that feels healthy to you. And then as you get more comfortable with that content, you can begin to increase that content frequency. So maybe you eventually go up to 3 posts per week and then 4, maybe you hit 5 or some extra stories. Again, whatever feels sustainable to you. But over time, as you build that consistency, you will start to see that following grow and that following convert. The next piece of advice is something that we should have left in 2023. It found its way into 2024 and we're still seeing it in 2025, and I am begging you to stop. And that is faceless accounts. Now, I'm not saying that all faceless accounts are bound to fail, but as a small business owner, you are your superpower. You are the heart and soul of your business, and people want to see that to connect with you and ultimately purchase your products and services. So let's take a step back and pretend that I am someone who makes hand knit blankets. If I am just constantly posting pictures of blankets and finished blankets, you are likely not going to buy from me if you are also looking at an account where you are seeing the person knit that, they're showing their face, you're seeing them pack orders, you're seeing them get an order come in and the excitement and joy that they're having. They're talking about their process, maybe why they choose the fabrics to knit, or those colors, or why they got into it in the first place. That is the type of content that someone's going to see. They're going to connect with that business owner. They're going to hear their story and want to support them. And that is what's going to make you successful in 2025. So instead of hiding behind your products or services, show up yourself. The same thing goes for service-based industries. Let's say you are looking to hire someone for your social media, and one account is just showing you little clips of coffee with quotes or facts over them, and another account is showing up and you're seeing the business owner talking to camera, sharing their thought leadership, giving stories of why they started their business or how they overcame an obstacle for a client of theirs. Maybe they're showing videos of them on site if they do content creation or photography and videography. You are much more likely to buy from that account that is showing the business owner and their team than trusting an account where you don't even know if there's a real person there. So show up. I know it can be hard. We'll build those healthy habits, and I have some content coming really soon to help you just learn to be more confident on camera. It can take time, it can take practice, but you can get there, I promise. Now, the fourth piece of advice is something that I've heard come up in the past few weeks, and it just needs to go away. And that is fear-mongering that hashtags are not just dead, but using them in your content will actually cause Instagram to not show your content at all. And that is just blatantly not true. Sure, hashtags are not the catalyst for reach that they were 3-4 years ago and when they first came out, but they can still help you be seen by new people. So you don't need to stress over them. You know, if you can find 4 to 6 hashtags that really work for that piece of content you're posting, use them. If you can't find any, you can't figure any out, don't hold up your content or feel stuck. You can still publish that content, but you don't need to fearmonger yourself into being afraid to use them. If Instagram didn't want you to use them and they didn't want to promote content with them, they wouldn't make them available and they wouldn't still be suggesting that you use them. Because if you ask, Instagram will say hashtags are a great way to utilize your content and get it to be seen. Last but not least, the piece of advice that we need to leave behind in the new year is that trends are the only way to be successful. Now, I'm not saying you have to never use a trend if there is an audio that really relates to your audience, a trending transition that really works well to show a before and after. That is fantastic. Use it, take it to your advantage. But you cannot rely on trends alone in 2025. This is the year of raw, authentic storytelling, sharing your journey, and talking to camera to show authority. And if you're not doing that, you will fall behind. Yes, those trends are really great for brand awareness, getting in front of new people, and just expanding your network. But if you want your community to convert in 2025, you need to show up more than that. That means things like talking to camera videos or showing behind the scenes videos. It doesn't always have to be you talking to the camera. You can look at a voiceover, you can use some nice audio, but show something unique and original instead of always jumping on a bandwagon and playing, reactive catch-up versus proactively showcasing who you are and why someone should work with you. To recap, the 5 pieces of advice that we are leaving behind in 2025 are hacking the algorithm, posting an ungodly amount of times per week, using a faceless account, that hashtags are dead, and last but not least, relying on trends. Now, if you want to make 2025 the year you see success on social media, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that is what I will be sharing all year long. So hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next one.